Hi, everybody. Theresa here with Garden Party Flower Farm and Open Food Network Canada. In the last video I recorded, we talked about beyond social media marketing. And indeed, that's posted now along with a whole bunch of other marketing tools from Open Food Network Canada. But what we didn't talk about was networking with other flower farmers, which we're going to talk about today. And again, I want to thank Open Food Network Canada for helping me get this information out to you before I retire, which is happening really soon. Um, and I want to thank the Sustainable Canadian Agricultural Partnership for funding Open Food Network Canada to help get this information out to you. Now, one of the things about networking with other farmers, networking in your community, that's marketing, that's selling your flowers. But networking with other farmers, that's improving your production, but it's also building this sector in Canada, making the whole sector bigger. We all do better when the sector does better. And that's why networking is near and dear to my heart and so important. It's also the best way to share knowledge and experience, and to give moral support. Sometimes just a kind word is all you need, or, especially when we hit August, just it's a good time to network with other farms to check in on how people are doing. Here you're going to get local, practical advice. How often is it that you go to a YouTube video or a book or an online course, and you get there and you realize, I think a lot of this information isn't relevant to me, um, especially with us in Canada because our demographic is so different. We're 1/10 of the population, so that's take all the US numbers, divide by 10. And we don't have the same kind of uh, goals as possible here that are possible in the US because we just don't have the demographics except for a few regions. Um, the zones are different, etc. I was talking with someone the other day who said, well, I understand it's quite easy to winter over dahlias. My goodness, it is not that easy in Canada to winter over dahlias in the ground. Very few people are able to do that. You really want to talk to people in your local zone about whether they're able to do that or not. But the most important reason for networking, I think, is we can accomplish things together that help us all build out the sector. And that's really what I want to talk to you about today. There's lots of different types of networks, informal and formal, online and offline. Uh, Networking around a collective purchase is a specific type of network. So don't hold in your head some idea of what a network is, because of course there's a huge amount of diversity and flexibility with what it is. You can build what works for you. A good place to start is to join some other groups. Lots of groups are already there to provide that structure for networking. It's what they do, it's why they exist. And if you haven't become a member of the Association of Specialty Cut Flower Growers, you absolutely want to. They have an amazing Facebook page where you can network. Even if you feel you can't go to the events, there's still lots of networking there and more events in Canada. Um, but there's other farm organizations too, and these can be great places to start networking. Now, I know you say yes, but they do farming, and I really don't do that. Well, what do you think you do? You're growing plants. I learned really everything I know about growing plants from other farmers, and those farmers were not growing cut flowers. So the thing is, building healthy soil is building healthy soil. Managing weeds is managing weeds. Managing pests is managing pests. Growing is growing, and you're trying to build your skills to be a good grower. And if you don't feel you're a farmer, so that you can't join a farm organization, then join a gardening club, join your local gardening association, but start networking with other growers. And start easy. Attend an event. Make a goal for yourself that this year you're going to attend one event of another organization to network. You can start your own if it's too hard to get off the farm for a day. And I always say to people, because this is me, right? I always say, oh, I can't be off for a day. And then someone reminds me, if you think your business isn't going to survive you being away for a day, you have a very big problem. Because if your business model is so wrapped around just you doing everything, you need to rethink that model, because nothing is sustainable if it's all wrapped around one person. This is something I really learned in the plug sale this year. It can't just be you. And so, separate point, if you feel you can't go off farm to network because everything is so critical for you, you want to rethink your business model. But go off, go on a tour, host a tour if you don't feel you can go off the farm, and keep it really simple. It doesn't have to be complicated at all. Lots of tips to get you started here. Um, Easy to start small, easy to just start online, easy to piggyback on something else that's already happening. You really want to keep it short, and you really want to keep it practical. uh, People feel I'm not an expert. That's the best reason to network, because you're not an expert. Maybe there's a problem. Maybe you're looking out there at your Lysianthus and it's like, okay, I don't think this is right. These should be way different by this point in the season. What a great reason to contact a couple of farmers near you and say, listen, why don't we get together and talk about Lysianthus? I want to show you mine. I need to figure out what's wrong. Can we get together and have a coffee tomorrow morning and just walk through the field? Just an hour or something. It's a wonderful way to start. Give it a focus. Share refreshments. Everybody loves to share refreshments. Sometimes people are worried that you won't know what to say. Here's the thing. Have you ever been at a flower farmer get together where nobody talked? I don't think so. I don't think that's possible. People will talk, because you know what? We're all obsessed with growing flowers. We love talking about that. It's just the opportunity to talk about that is so amazing. So people will come and they will see something in your garden and they'll say, "Oh, I don't know what that is. Where did you get that?" People will start chatting. So don't worry about people not talking. Give it a focus if that helps you to put some boundaries around it. Um, Something like a dahlia exchange is a great thing in the fall. Everybody's out digging dahlias. Everybody has then more than they can possibly store, and more than they want to keep, because they want to diversify their collection. And what a nice thing to say, listen, people nearby me, let's exchange some dahlias. Let's just come and have a dahlia swap. Or create something, an installation for Canada Flowers Week. It's the perfect time to do something together. It doesn't have to be some great big giant award-winning installation. Don't be daunted by thinking big. Think of a specific thing. Maybe you're going to get together and make crowns. Maybe you're going to try a forte into cut flower jewelry. Um, and you're going to experiment with some of that. I always thought a fun event would be to go through YouTube and identify 3 or 4 arrangements that really inspired me, and then try to mimic them and do that with other people. It's just because I don't do design very well. That might be the only way I could do it. See, so networking for me around design would be a really good thing. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Just find a practical focus and invite people to chat. I think a good way to network is around a collective order, because it's something you need and it's something someone else needs. And what better way to get you together? So I hear all the time that people think the tulip, to order tulips, they can't meet the minimum. It's too high. Or the same for ranunculus, or the same for peony roots, or whatever. So why not say to flower farmers who are close to you, listen, let's put in an order together. And it's not so much you doing it and then reselling, as much as you're getting together and everybody's looking at the list. They can do it online. They can do it face to face if you're really close, and you're deciding what you want to order and who's taking how many, and you do it. And it's very, very straightforward. And then the order arrives and you contact them, it's here, and you get together and divide up the loot. So a collective order is a nice way to start networking. And I hope you will think about being a drop spot for the spring collective plug order. So I'm not going to talk about the plug order here because that's in another video. I just recorded a video called Plugging into Plugs, and it talks about the problem we had in 2026 with the collective plug order where it kind of exploded, and it can't be sustainable that way. And it proposes a new path, a new set of logistics to make the order more sustainable. And in a nutshell, and you should watch that video for those details, but in a nutshell, everybody has the choice now of getting their plugs drop shipped, in other words, shipped to them directly from the supplier without it coming through my farm or touching me or any way. I still handle all the paperwork. So the orders all come to me. I still collate them and pool them and place them with the growers, etc. I still handle the money and handle any problems there are with the plugs, any quality problems, etc. But I don't handle all the plugs anymore. I'm going to be a pickup spot, but just a small pickup spot. So this is an opportunity to have many more pickup spots because there is an advantage to doing your order with others at a pickup spot instead of everybody getting things shipped directly, a cost savings advantage. And you can meet minimums easier and you can fill cases easier. So it's actually easier to order through a pickup spot and get what you want than to order for everything to be shipped right to you. You lose some choices that way. So I'm on the lookout for pickup spots that want to make this happen and have tried to make it as simple as I can for people to be pickup spots. So it's pretty simple. You just tell me you want to be a pickup spot, and we'll have a conversation about what week you want to pick up. Are there certain things you want or don't want? What do we do about splitting trays and some things like that? Keep it as simple as we can. And then I set up a shop branded to your pickup spot so that people can go in and order at your pickup spot. We all promote a list of all the pickup spots. So there, I hope, are going to be at least 20 of them. I hope, but maybe there won't be that many this first year. But that would be great. It'd be nice if they're all around 10 or 20 people. If they start to get over 20 people, it's bigger. You know, you imagine cases coming then. But, 20 people is very manageable. And this list of sites is out there, list of pickup spots across Canada. And when we start to take registration, this year there'll be a registration. Anybody who wants to buy in the plug sale will have to register, and that's so they can choose their pickup spot. And they will choose their pickup spot, and they can choose more than one if they want to pick up at two, or maybe they want some things drop shipped directly to them, but they want to pick up other things. Or maybe in 1 week they want to go to this pickup spot, but they want an order for the next week and they want the next one shipped. Very flexible. They choose where they want to get their plugs and how they want to get their plugs, and they place their order. When the orders close, I send each pickup spot the list of the customers that ordered in your shop. So now you have their mailing list. And as we get close to the plugs arriving, you will contact those people and arrange the finer details of picking up. Come between these hours. Looks like things are being delayed, so I think we have to ship to Monday. I can't do it on Sunday, so please make sure you come Saturday. You're going to convey all of that to them. And then the shipment will come, and it will probably come FedEx, several boxes. You'll open them and you'll look at the plugs and you'll take care of the plugs until people arrive. The only tricky thing, and it's really not that tricky, is that you are the gatekeeper for the quality of the plugs for your pickup spot. So you're the person who can say, this is dead. And we'll have some pictures and some examples of what's dead and what's not dead, in case that's confusing. But I think you know when things are dead or moldy. And you'll show me those pictures, and there'll be a form for you to, there's a very prescribed process for making a claim. Pictures have to be done in a certain way and so forth. And they have to be done within 24 hours. So we'll do that together. And then the plugs all pass your scrutiny, and there's no further chance for claims after that point. So you're kind of the gatekeeper there. I don't want to scare you. It's really the only tricky part. And then people come and pick up the plugs and enjoy each other's company and have a lovely time. And you can even schedule it so that people come more or less at the same time and have refreshments together and so forth. You will organize the plugs into everybody's order, and I will send you a packing list to do that, and I'll send you copies of all the invoices and all the paperwork so that you have all those details. I need to know by August 1st if people want to be pickup spots, because we need time to have some conversations about that. I'd like to have a Zoom of all the pickup spots or potential pickup spots. And once there's a list, people need to see the list and they need to decide where they want to place their order. And we have to do all of that before the shops open in early September. So there's a lot of work that I have to do between now and September. And that's why I need to know about pickup spots. But people will say to me, but I'm new at farming and I don't know how to start this because I don't know who's near me. And here's the interesting thing. You might sit back and say, I will leave these larger farms who are more established step forward to be pickup spots. Don't do that. A smaller farm is a much better pickup spot than a large farm. And this has been my experience. On a large farm, you're way too distracted by too many other things that are happening in that 4-week spring period that we're talking about where the plugs arrive. And all we're going to do is burn out other farms if we burden large farms with this responsibility. Large farms will order plugs, as will small farms. But it's nicer if the small farms step up and say, let me be the pickup spot. Because it doesn't take much room, a 10 by 10 pop-up tent in case it rains, a few folding tables. This is kind of in your driveway. This is where I am in my driveway. That's all I have. And if we keep it many and small, it will be very, very manageable. And farms who are newer, you're going to meet people. You're going to meet all the people. So I just want to show you for a second now a little bit of a show and tell about how you can find out who's near you. First of all, you can use the Flower Farm, the Canada Flower Farm, Fresh Flower Farm Facebook page, right? And that has some nice maps and lists of who's near you. So you can always ask there. And we have been building these maps as part of Open Food Network. So what you're looking at is the Open Food Network homepage, and you have probably gone here and you've gone to this tab, the About tab, to see about the Open Flower Network resources. And you maybe have done the shop now so that you can see all the shops that are currently open. Some are flower hubs, some are vegetable hubs, etc. But what maybe you haven't done is gone to networks. Now I'm just looking at my bars here and I have a very slow internet, so please bear with me. I'll have to do some dancing. Okay, so this is a list of groups, basically a list of maps that are pre-made for, and we can make more, that are made for different groups. So for example, the local flower collective in the GTA, this is a map of all the growers who supply that collective. And that's very interesting and useful for them because if they need to contact somebody else close to them to take a delivery for them, they can do that, for example. They can see who's there. But I want to highlight flower farmers in Canada because this is a map we all want to be on. And there are sub-maps for Ontario, for Alberta, and so forth as well. Each group page or map page looks something like this. So these are all the flower farms in Canada, and you can type your location. So I'm going to go St. Agatha, Canada, and there I am. And if I want to see who else is near me, I can just scroll out, and this is where it'll be slow because of my internet connection. It takes maps a long time to fill in. I personally love maps because what you might not know is my formal training is in economic geography. So maps are us. So you just need to give it a minute. Now you have to do a little song and dance while that fills in. La-di-da. Seems to be doing something. It will eventually fill in. There we go. Okay. So now I can see people who are near me. And you can do the same thing by searching for you. You can also just look at all the members on this tab. This is all the flower farms we have listed in Canada. Search for yourself, see if you're there. if you search for yourself, uh, click on yourself and see if you have your email here, that's your login to Open Food Network. If you see an email for contact that isn't you, it means that I don't have it yet. It's not complete yet, and you want to contact me so that I can make it complete. So see if you're there, and if you're not there, go to About Us and fill in the form, and then you'll be there. So the map, About Us, members, and the Go Shopping is these are the flower farms that have stores on the Open Food Network, and you could have one too. So it turns out we have done a map for the collective plug order. So this is a map of all of the farms and individuals who ordered in the plug sale in 2026. For this past spring, sorry, for 2025, this past spring. So by looking at this map, if you think, gee, maybe I would be a pickup spot, you can find yourself in your area and you can see who's around you. And you can see where it might be good to have a pickup spot. So for example, if I look over this way, these people are driving a long way to come all the way to Kitchener. And wouldn't it be great if there was a pickup spot, somewhere around here, maybe? And maybe there's more farms in this area that aren't on the map yet. Around Hamilton, this would be a good spot. Hamilton, Burlington, maybe Brantford, nice pickup spot there. Maybe this cluster kind of Woodstock and East or Woodstock and West. Maybe down here, just along the north shore of Lake Erie. This would be a great cluster. I'm here, so I've kind of got this cluster, but maybe Guelph or north of Guelph would be a cluster. There's a nice possible cluster here around Toronto. Pickering might already be a pickup spot again. And further east, where are we? Ottawa is already a pickup spot. Oh, maybe there's more to be on the map around Montreal. And here we have an Ottawa spot. So you can look to see, I think we'll have a pickup spot again up north here around Georgian Bay, but maybe there are more. I think there can't be too many pickup spots. You don't have to limit yourself to saying, oh, there's only like 8 farms here. This map is not complete. There are way more farms than what are on the map. It's just getting you started, and a plea that if you're not on the map, get on the map so that we can find out where the best pickup spots are. Before I leave this page, I just want to show you, if you go to the About tab, if you haven't done this yet, and then you look under projects, and here's the Open Flower Network page. And this is where you find all these resources that we've been doing, and more coming over the next few months. Our first part of our project, where we've been developing these resources, ends in March next year. So over the winter will be the last push into this. And we don't know for sure what's next yet, but we'll see. But I want to highlight that we've just released a social media marketing without social media recording. And here is the plugging into plugs that I referenced that talks about the plug sale. So that will give you the background on that. And here is a new one on cool flowers. If you couldn't make the last meeting on cool flowers, this is a recording about that. And another one that I'm recording shortly on spring perennials, and then there'll be a part 2 for the summer perennials. So a couple perennial ones that might be of interest to you as well. And I want to show you this map because you know that every 3rd Wednesday of the month at 4 o'clock Eastern, we've been having this open networking time. And we usually propose some agenda, but we get off track. And in July, this is taking me a while to get here. Here we go. In July, we're going to have it again on the 16th. And the link is here. If you go here, click here, then here's you go right to your Zoom meeting. So that's fine. And I think we're going to talk about the plug sale and pick up spots in this networking meeting on the 16th, because I need to kind of know by the end of July, really, what the pickup spots are, because that's kind of the next step for me. If I know the pickup spots, then we can get a list of pickup spots out there. Then we can get the farmers who want to order can register and select pickup spots. The shops can be set up, and we can start buying plugs. The plug shop for all sites will open at the same time, and I'm targeting the second week of September because the early order discounts have to be done. Orders have to be finished by the middle of October. I'm not sure the exact date yet. So lots new happening with the plug sale, and happy if you're new to that train, or if you're been on that train a long time. Um, but let's talk on the 16th about what's changing, and I'm happy to hear your suggestions. Watch that plugging into plugs video that will sort of put my idea out there of how this will work. And if you think there's some better ideas, I'm really very happy to hear that. So let's talk more then. And I hope you have a wonderful day for the rest of your day today.